Hi, welcome to Minicab Driver's Lifeline. We are back with a topographical video after a long time, as we are quite busy at the moment training people in getting ready for their exams. So I'm going to talk about the signs, the lines and the marks that you see on your map as you plan your route for your exam. A lot of people seem to be confused about it, and they make major mistakes because of not understanding the signs, marks and the lines. So these are some of them, but not all of them that you see, and we are going to explore in a little while. And the question we are going to ask ourselves is, what do they represent, and can you draw over them? So before we go into it, let me show you a typical mistake that is made by a lot of people in their exam. So this is Osborne Street closed, one of the common road closure question that comes into your exam. So I'd like you to pause this video for a second and then think if there is any mistake on this. Okay, let me zoom in a bit more so you can see. Okay, if you identify, obviously this is good. If not, so let me tell you what happens. So this is what we do when someone comes to our center for a training. We let them draw their map on its own, couple of routes, and then obviously we correct them so we understand the level of current skill and ability to plan of the route. So what happened here is that the person was trying to avoid this line here. This person was trying to avoid this line here because it's a solid line, and that's what they cannot drive through. But in reality, this is a DLR, Dockland Lights Railway, which is on top of us, so we can drive through. For example, if I can show you here it is, yeah, so you can easily drive through it. There's no issue whatsoever. So this is the same route that we are talking about, that one. Number two is to avoid that, they have taken a route here, and then I came across this side, and as you can see there's a central reservation. We'll be explaining as well later on, and they have gone through the central reservation. They've gone through the central reservation, and if I can show you, this is exactly how it looks like. Mine is, and there is a clear sign there telling you to turn left, and then obviously there is a no right turn sign there as well. So obviously there is no central reservation in real life, but there is no right turn sign is there. So there's two mistakes that's been made. I mean, first one is not a mistake, it's just taken a longer route, whether they could have come straight down and finish it off. Now third, that's the most important one, is this one, this big dot, this black big dot, and a lot of people try to avoid it, and they have avoided it. In avoiding that, they have made a major mistake here as well. They're driving in the middle of the road, and there is a clear divider in between this road in real life. So as we know, on a two-way street or road, we need to keep ourselves on the left, and most importantly, this is you can drive over them, and there is nothing here. This sign represents underground station, and it is not on the road, it is under the ground. So if I can again show you very quickly, there it is. As you can see, there's a bit of a divider or central reservation, whatever you can say there, for pedestrian crossing. And then you have there is nothing on the road, it's all clean and cleared for you to go, and the station itself is there. There is the station, and obviously it's under the ground there. So these are the mistakes that people make when they do their route planning, and they lose marks, and sometimes they don't get any marks at all. So let's go one by one and see what they represent and then obviously we see a way to find a way to correct them as well. So this sign that you are seeing, and I will show them on a map as well for you. This is a National Rail Network station. So this is a sign for the station itself. This is Crossrail Elizabeth Line stations. This is the sign for Dockland Knights Railway, which is DLR. And then we have got London Overground station, and then we have got last one is that big dot that we have just talked about, is the London Underground station. So let us now see them on the map as well, so we understand, and this is not a place where we need to spend a lot of time explaining, which is very simple to understand. So this is a classic example here for us, is this one. So this is what you are seeing on the screen is Whitechapel station. This is on Whitechapel Road, and you can see this solid black dot means the underground station. Then we have got overground, and we have got this Crossrail as well. So imagine you have to drive through. There is not many route planning include driving this way of this road anyway, but you will find some of them on this, as I have shown before. So what sometimes people tend to do is this, that they try to avoid this station as well. As we have said before, they try to avoid this station, and then just go around like this. Something people do crazy stuff because they're trying to avoid. So again, as I have shown before for the Aldgate station, this is all under the ground. It doesn't bother you. It's just telling you on the map that there is a station there. So you can simply drive through them, no issues at all. You can draw over them, you can drive through them, whatever you want to call it in your exam. So let's move on to the next set of the signs. So you have got, this is a sign for airport, then we have got fire station, we have got post office, we have got toilet, and then we have got churches. So now question is can you draw? Obviously first one is out of the way. There's no road leading to near an airport, so we do not really need to get worried about drawing over it, because it's already out of the way anyway. So let's talk about the rest. Then you have got fire station. Let me find a route which does include that all this, almost all the signs. Give me a second. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, so this route planning has got, somewhere we'll find a lot more as well. It's not quite it's not very limited. So here you go. As you can see on the screen, it's black. So if you do this route planning, obviously for the bid in the bid of coming, for example, this way, I'm not doing it properly by the way, just to show you. So you have to draw. Now you do not try and avoid it. If you do that, then you are making a major mistake, because you are now clearly on the other side of the road, or middle of the road. That means you will be, in real life, will be crashing into traffic. So you can, what we can simply do is we can simply drive over them. That's not a problem. Okay. Then we have got this post office as well there, the star sign for post office, and again it can be driven over, no issues there at all whatsoever. Yeah. And then we have got this toilet sign. Obviously it's not our way, it's out of the way. Okay. is out of the way, so it's not a problem. So airport is not there on the map anyway. And then we got fire station, which is by the roadside. You have the sign, you can drive over. Post offices you can drive over, and public toilet signs. Some of the route will include that public toilet sign. This T sign will be on the road, and obviously you can drive over them. And you can see here is a church, there is a church or chapel, and obviously they're out of the way, so that's not an issue. Let me show you the one. So first 4 signs, if they're on the road, or you can draw over or drive over them, that's not a problem. Yeah. So let me take you to there's a very common route planning which is in the city of London, and there it is. So if you get this one, if imagine you're coming from this side and you are driving over it, this is a major mistake that you have made. You cannot drive over a church. You have to always go around the church. Yeah. So this is an establishment, so you cannot do that. You cannot crash onto it. So even if you're going this way, obviously you can exactly the same happens. Okay, so you cannot do that. As we are here, let me explain one more thing which is not there, is these numbers. Do not get confused by this number. These are the what do you call it, door numbers, as you can say. These can only be found on A and B roads, only A and B roads, not on motorways. Okay, so these are the numbers that represent door numbers. So as we said, you can draw over them except the last one, as we have shown it. Now you have got hospitals represented by H, police station, this triangle blue, river bus stop, and you got car park, and then you got information center. So again, if you look carefully, we will be able to find them on the map as well. So let's locate some of them, and there's a classic one. Let's see, there's a hospital that is represented by H. Again, this is slightly on top of the road. But again, if you're coming from this side, you can drive over them. These are the name of the places, so do not get confused. Again, you can drive over them, like Old Street, you can drive over them, and later on we're going to look at them anyway. And let me show you, there's a police station. Obviously this is when you're planning the city road, where you come to Richmond Avenue. Again, if you're coming from this side, it doesn't bother you, it's on the left hand side. But if you're coming from this side, then obviously you can again drive over them without any issue at all. Okay, you can simply drive over them, no problem at all. There is no issues. Okay, this is the station. This is on the side, this is not on the road, as we have shown you before. Similarly, when you see a P sign, an information sign, exactly the same thing. And river sign mostly doesn't bother you. The R sign, the river bus stop, because it's not on your way of driving most of the time, as you can see it there. And information as well, if you see it somewhere, this again doesn't bother you. These are the information center. Yeah. Now let me show you some critical ones. And people make a lot of mistake on them. So a lot of people get confused with this one being the being a roundabout, which is a junction itself, and then people get confused. This is roundabout. So remember, a roundabout always will have a circle in the middle. Roundabout will not come without a circle. Okay. Then central reservation is something I want to talk about, and this is a huge, major mistake a lot of people make in their exam, when they do not consider central reservation. Okay, so this is something we will talk about as well. And then we have got this foot over bridge. Again, people try to avoid them, but try to understand this is on top of you, and we'll show you as well. And then we have got this underpass. Okay, so let me take you to the map again and then show you. again I'm going to show you Osborne Street Cleese, and this is a classic one because this is where a lot of mistakes are being made. So again I'm going to take you there. So in terms of drawing, there is no issues at the beginning. It's all good that we have clarified before, that they have started where they need to start and kept themselves left and etc. gone under the what do you call it, DLR lines. And then this is what people do. The classic mistake is that they go over the junction. Again, this is a major mistake. You cannot, because you have gone out of your road, and then it's a major mistake. Obviously TfL doesn't clarify how much mark they will deduct, or they will not give any marks, but this is something we cannot do. And this is linked with there's one more mistake people do here. Let me show you this one first, and then we move on. So here, this is how the place looks like. This is the junction. This is how the junction is. Yeah. If you want me to show you street view, let me see if I can get it out. And this is exactly how it looks like. Can you see? So if you are actually drawing the way it's been done here, that means you are driving on top of it. Okay, there's a pedestrian crossing and everything, you're driving over them, then you're basically going all the way over this and then turning right there, which is again is a major mistake which must be avoided. Then as we are here, and another thing that happens here a lot is that a lot of people think this is a roundabout and they go around. Again, this is a major mistake, and as I have shown, what would have happened is that you have gone through and then come back round where there is no road exists at all. Again, another major mistake, and you are unlikely to get any marks on that. So let us understand roundabout then. How do you identify roundabouts? It's very simple. Let me show you a complicated one as well. This is this roundabout you drive through when you do a route planning for Limehouse Link Tunnel. So this has a circle, and this is two circles here. The first circle is solid outskirt, and this one is solid. This one is a broken line, and this is also a broken line. What does it mean? So anything underneath, for example like tunnels, will have a broken line. Underpass will have a broken line. So this is Canary Wharf, and there's two sets of roundabout, one top of another, and this broken line, this one with the broken line is at the bottom, and this line is at the bottom. So for example, if you are driving this way, if you're touching this line, doesn't matter, because you are driving on the top. You are not. If you touch them, that's not a problem, because this is underneath you, and these solid ones are on top of you. If you see a more simpler one, is this one. Okay. So this is a what do you call it, roundabout. So a roundabout always will have a circle in the middle. Okay, roundabout will always have a circle in the middle. This is a roundabout. Let's go on to Central Reservation, and let's find a classic one where a lot of people make a mistake is when they plan for Rotherhithe Tunnel, going from east to southeast of London. You normally have your starting point here, and the best way to come out is this way. But what people do, they start here nicely with no issues, and then they try to come across this one, and this happens a lot. People try to do this, and then this is a major mistake, because there's no turning there at all. You cannot come across a Central Reservation. Obviously there is another video I'm going to make where I'm going to tell you currently only 50% people pass their topographical assessment. This figure we have received from TfL under the Freedom of Information Act. So this is Central Reservation, and you cannot come across. If I can quickly show you again on the street view, this is exactly how the place look like. So this is the road. They have come out, and you can see all the way there is a Central Reservation, so there's no way you can turn right here. And obviously, as we say, you go by the map in front of you, not by your experience of Google Map, practical experience, but its map itself is telling us not to turn because there's a reservation there. If you come out this way, naturally you'll have to turn left. Okay, so and also the road sign is asking you to turn left. It's asking you to turn left, and you can see the central reservation. Okay, next is a foot over bridge. Okay, so let us find one. This is when this one is normally you come across when you plan a route for Half Moon. From Half Moon, this route has come into exam very few days ago. So you see these solid lines here on top. Solid, remember these are solid underpass. I'll show you in a bit. So this is foot over bridges. So again, if you can take some help from the map, here you go. So as you can see, this is the foot over. This is the connection between two buildings. So wherever you see these lines, these are foot over bridges. So again, there's no issue for you to drive under them, drive through them. That's not a problem at all, because you are not crashing onto anything at all. Okay. Last one is the underpass. Let's go to Concert Hall approach. There you go. Concert Hall approach has this line. So a lot of people, his starting point is normally here. They come here very nicely, and then for some reason they got confused here, and then they take a left and they go around, although they need to take the bridge. There's some of them do come here. Then what happen is they avoid touching this line. They keep themselves really left, and then come back round. They go around the church, which makes the drawing really, really long. Whereas there has an easy exit here, turn here, and because of these broken lines, they do not turn. They think this is the central reservation. Central reservation, as we have shown, will have a continuous line until it is broken by a letter. Okay, for example here, is a solid continuous line, because the break is because of the letters in between. Okay, so this is a solid underpass, and you can always drive over them, go across them, no issues, because this is under you. This is not with you, this is under you. Okay, so again, take a helping from street view. Here it is. Okay, there it is. There it is. So this is the underpass. So if you go there, so if you enter, then you can enter the underpass. As you can see, it is underneath, and then obviously it's on top. The roads are on top. Okay, if you can close street view as well. So as you can see, look, this underpass started from here, and then it's continuing underneath, and then it's still this is called Strand underpass, and this is where the exit is. And as you can see in our map, in our map as well, the same thing. This is where the exit is. So this is something we should not get confused of. Let me show you a couple of more things before we move on. These solid lines sometimes gets people confused, such as these lines, for example. So these lines, and you get confused whether you want to drive through them or not. And as I said this many times, this map doesn't really represent the real picture. So you can, because this is a line for London Overground, and similarly you have got this line for, let me find it, DLR, as we have shown before as well. So the line for DLR, again, if it is on the road, this is nicely done, by the way. But if it is like this, you can drive through, you can go under them. There's not much of a problem at all. Again, this is a DLR line, so St. Paul's Way. If you are driving this way, or if you're coming down on the Bardage Road, you can always come down, no problem, and go up. There's no issue, because this solid line represents train lines, DLR or overground. Okay. Yes. So let's move on now. Now these are the signs. We don't have to spend much time on them. The motorways are blue, as we know, arrow, then tunnels. Most important is for you to understand the tunnels. B road, you don't really need dual carriageways. It's okay. With central reservation, it's simple, but I will explain. One-way street. First one is very straightforward, but still will go through. Second one is that says is traffic flow on A roads is also indicated by heavy line on the driver's left. So this is something I need to explain to you. So tunnels I will explain, and what do you call it, dual carriageways as well as one ways. Then you have road with construction with two solid lines on the side, then broken lines, proposed road. That means these roads are not being made yet, so there is still under a proposal. Then you have C junction name that I have shown you before, but we can show you again, no problem. Restricted access is something we definitely need to go through, and pedestrianized is road, that is mean this road is only for people to walk on it. Footpath, trucks, you might see some of them. I think if you go to Hammersmith area, we're likely to find them, and obviously residential walkways. So let's focus on the important ones, and that move on, and let's see them on the map as well for ourselves. So let's go. Let's go to Hammersmith area, and this is where we're going to find them. There you go. First of all, here is a junction name of the flyover, whatever they want to call it. That's the name of the flyover solid. Again, you can drive through, no problem. This is just a name. P we have shown, there is a parking sign is on the road. Again, you can drive. This T is slightly going onto the road, you can drive, and I believe this is a walkway to this what do you call it, to this church. So again, you can drive. So we have shown those. Then let's explain. This one is better here, because this is a lot of mistake is being made here. In terms of one ways, so these are like solid ones. So where the arrow starts and where the arrow ends, yeah, your starting point and ending point. This is exactly this place is a one way for you. After that, this is not a one way anymore. Okay, this road has become two way. So there's a major mistake is being made when our brothers and sisters, they plan for a route planning with a Vauxhall Bridge Road closed. Let me show you quickly, guys. I found it. So when they plan this route, what they do at the end, at the very end, the destination is here, Newburn Street. So what they do, they come across, and then they go and they continue right in the middle. So this is where it ends. So you need to understand this arrow, where it finishes, the one way finishes. Where the arrow finishes, the one way finishes. You cannot drive like this. So you have better on this type of road. So obviously you can be in the middle, then you need to get yourself on the left here. So avoid these mistakes. So where the arrow starts and where the arrow ends, this is what the what do you call it? The one way finishes. Yeah. These are the solid lines, and this is a road. Yeah. So this is a solid line, and this is where this traffic flows from both sides, because there's no arrow indicating anything otherwise. So you need to keep yourself left. So let me give you a tip to keep yourself nicely on the left. If you're driving from left to right, then keep on the top of the letter. If you're driving from left to right, right to left, then you keep on the bottom of the letter. So this will give you a nice line. And if you are driving from bottom to the top, then you keep yourself left. And if you're driving from top to bottom, you keep yourself use the bottom of the letter, and this will give you a nice line on the left, and you can keep yourself left. Okay, so now let's go back to Hammersmith. Glanthorne Road closed here. So this is where, because this is where a major mistake is being made, is from Delling Road to St. Dunstan's Road these days. So what happened is, when you have a solid line, yeah, when you have a solid line, or you can say heavy line as they have said it, and you have a thin line here, you're always driving by keeping the heavy line or thick line on the left hand side. So if you're driving from this side, you will be on left here, and if you're driving from that side, you will be on left here. Okay, and these are, again, these broken lines are underneath, doesn't bother you. So when they plan it here, so what people do, don't worry about it. So people sometime either go like this, or sometime they do go on this side as well, thinking that can join this roundabout from each of them. So by again, they're ignoring that central reservation here, number one, and number two, that this is solely telling you to keep left here, as it is said on this screen, as you have seen before. It is clearly telling you to keep yourself on the left, and this is for incoming traffic. So anyone coming this way, they will come this way. Okay. And what is left? So we have access in one way. Yes, restricted access. This is very important to know. Let me show you in this area actually where the road goes to Hyde Park. Yeah, here you go. Hyde Park is here. Okay, so what happening is there's a Forsoma Street to other side of the Hyde Park. There's a route very commonly coming these days. Check other videos if you want to find out about this route. So when you go here, so this blue color here is represent a restricted access mean bus lane. So it's a very small one to see, that's why I picked this one up. If you go there, you're unlikely to get any marks anyway. Okay, you're unlikely to get any marks anyway. So this is something you cannot do on this this colored route. Let me give you a better one. There you go. This outer circular of what do you call it? Regent Park. You cannot drive through them. There are many in the city as well. There you go. In Bank area. These are all to be named as bus lanes. Yeah. So these are the places we cannot drive. These are the places we cannot at all drive. We cannot go in. This is completely restricted and we cannot go in at all. Pedestrianized zone is there. I've seen one just now. Yeah, here you go. There you go. So this is a pedestrian zone in Trafalgar Square. Again, we cannot drive through them. It seems to be open and seems that we can access, but we cannot at all drive in this area. Okay, these are the colors. If we see, we cannot drive on them. Everything else we have covered. Yes. Now these are the colors of the buildings and establishments. Obviously not many of them bother you at all, because they are solidly on the side of the road, and it's not really. Hospital buildings are blue, like for example, here you go. Oh, sorry, hospitals are green. Sorry, my bad. Blue is public building. Blue is public building, and then you have got places of interest in pink. I believe there's a plenty there. London Dungeon, London Aquarium is there. Shopping center and market, and then you have got other selected buildings. So again, they're out of your way, and this is the whole place representing a station, by the way. And you have got what I wanted to show you. Leisure facility, places of interest. Hospitals. Yeah, here you go. Hospitals, guys. Hospital here. Okay. So these are they are normally out of your way and they don't bother you. One thing I wanted to show you, which wasn't part of the presentation, is dead ends, block roads or dead ends. Yeah. So, and you need to identify by these solid lines here. This can be identified by these solid lines here, for example, these lines. So if you get across any of these lines, you cannot drive through because they are dead ends. Let me quickly see if I can show it to you here as well. Here you go. And you come across. This is Blackwall Tunnel, by the way, as you can see. Yeah, this is where you come out. Telcon Road. I see. So this is Mauritius Road, as we have seen. Mauritius Road and Zoff Street, both of them, this you can see with this broken line, they are dead ends. Yeah, if you want to see street view, I don't know why it's keep on going on. This is it's a block road. So these lines do represent dead ends, block roads, whatever you want to call it. You cannot go across them. Yeah, so I believe that's all. Obviously the most important ones for you to look out, for you to know when you drive, and you should have a very good understanding now in terms of what to do if you come across any of these routes. And also you can find this information on your A to Z Master S Class of London on the second page, the content page. You can find these references if you like. We do provide training for topographical assessment, CERU, B1 and much more life in the UK. Get in touch on the number on the screen. Best thing to do is to text us on WhatsApp and we'll get back to you almost instantly. And you can also visit our website for the availability, pricing and etc. and the different options you have for topographical. And if you have found this video useful, make sure to like it, comment, share it with others, and also don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you very much for your time.